Hi friend, this is Manoj Amne, Assistant Professor and Head Department of English, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Art, Commerce and Science College, Sultuli, Lohara. In the last videos, we had discussed about the fourth stanza of the poem The Solitary Reaper, written by William Wordsworth. In that stanza, the poet William Wordsworth described the solitary reapers, and in this poem, he compared the song and the music of the solitary reapers to the bird cuckoo bird and nightingale bird. Today we will discuss the fifth stanza and the sixth stanza. Okay, but this poet say, will no one tell me what's she singing? Perhaps the plaintive flow for old unhappy far off theme and battle long ago. In this line, the poet William Wordsworth says the plaintive numbers, and the plaintive number is refers to the sad music of the song. In this line, the poet William Wordsworth says that he doesn't know the meaning of the song and he can't understand what actually she was singing. ती काय गात होती तो समजू शकत नव्हता, and that's why he asked the reader and the audience of his poem that anyone can tell him what is the meaning of the word, what is the content of the poem. Here plenty no, it is sad music. He just realizes, he just feel the music of the song of that solitary reapers was sad because he was feel that music. He was feeling the music and the emotions of a song. And the song was old, unhappy, sorrowful, and that's why he can't understand the actual meaning of the word. Okay, he just make guesses, he just makes guesses as he can't understand the language. He just feel the song is unhappy, sorrowful. Her song is not about the is not happy. Her song is not about the happiness love song. Her song is not about the love song. Just her songs are her song is just full of unhappiness, full of sorrows. Okay, in the sixth stanza, or is it some more humble familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss, or pain that has been and may be again. Here, Humble sad song. Humble means ka sad song. Wordsworth wonders again what the song may be about. He just wonder because he can't understand the song and the language of the song, and that's why he was wonder that what the song may be about. This song कशाबद्दल असते ह्या गोष्टीचे त्याला आश्चर्य वाटत होतं, and he was wondered and connect the past, present and future, and he trying to connect all the situation. He trying to connect the past, present and future also, but he can't understand the actual meaning of the word, actual meaning of her song. And by hearing her song, he just realizes sadness, and he thought that may be the song may be the song of loss or sorrowness, unhappiness. Emphasis is again on pain and loss, and he just realizes the pain, sorrow, and that's why he emphasis in the stanza or song may be of sorrowness, of pain, the song of something lost. कशाचे काहीतरी दुःखाचे त्याचे गीत असणार, गाणं असणार असं त्याला वाटत असतं. अशा प्रकारचा गेस तो करत असतो. ही डझंट द ॲक्च्युअल मिनिंग ऑफ द पोयम. त्याला माहीत नव्हतं, बट ही जस्ट गेसेस, अंदाज बांधत असतो की तशा प्रकारचं असते, कारण की तो फील करत होता. तिच्या गाण्यामध्ये एक प्रकारचं दुःख भरलेलं होतं आणि मेलंकली सॉन्ग होतं. अँड दॅट्स वाय he just realizes, he just guesses that the song of the solitary reaper is about the sorrowness, about the pain, about the loss. Okay. In the seventh stanza, whatever the theme, the maiden sang as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work and over the sickle bending. Here, look in this picture. She was bending and just she was bending on the sickle and just cutting down the grain, cutting down the crop. And while she was cutting down the grain, she is singing a melancholy song. Okay, she was just maiden, and she was the song of that girl was about the sorrow, about the melancholy song. Here, the word sickle. You know what is sickle? Sickle means a instrument by which crop is cutting down. Means the मराठी word of the sickle meaning to विडा ज्याला म्हणतो आपण, एक प्रकारचं असं आकाराचं विडा असते, माहित आहे तुम्हाला. ते विडा इज अन इंस्ट्रुमेंट टू कट ग्रास. बघा सांगितलं यामध्ये सुद्धा सिकल इज अन इन्स्ट्रुमेंट, एक साहित्य आहे कशाचं, टू कट ग्रास. ग्रास काटण्याचं, धान्य कापण्याचं एक प्रकारचं इन्स्ट्रुमेंट आहे. अ कर्व ब्लेड, एक वाकलेली ब्लेड असतं. वर्ड्सवर्थ, एक सिकल. Wordsworth emphasizes the beauty of the song and its power to lure. The song appears not to have an. कशासोबत कम्पेअर करता म्हणताय? ही द पोएट जस्ट एम्फसाइजेस द ब्युटी ऑफ द सॉन्ग ऑफ दॅट सॉलिटरी रिपर अँड द पॉवर टू द लर. लर इज अ सॉन्ग. ही जस्ट एम्फसाइजेस, तो भर देत आहे द ब्युटी ऑफ द सॉन्ग, त्या सुंदरतेवर, त्या गाण्याच्या सुंदरतेवर. किती गोड असं गाणं होतं, किती सुंदर असं गाणं होतं. त्या गाण्यावर वर्ड्सवर्थ भर देण्याचं काम करत आहे यामध्ये. ओके, अँड दॅट्स वाय ही जस्ट feel the song, feel the music of that song. Okay. In the 8th stanza, I listened. Here the poet William Wordsworth says that he just listened, motionless and still. He was just still. He was just motionless, without any मोशन, कोणत्या प्रकारची हालचाल न करता. ही जस्ट लिसनिंग द सॉन्ग, द म्युझिक ऑफ दॅट गर्ल, म्युझिक ऑफ दॅट सॉन्ग ऑफ द गर्ल. अँड ॲज आय माउंटेड अप द हिल, अँड ही जस्ट गोज टुवर्ड द hill, mounted up the hill. He just mounted up to the hill. The music in my heart I bore, and all the music of that song is full of his heart long after it was heard no more. And जसा तो चाललेला होता तस तसं ते म्युझिक हळूहळू हळूहळू कमी होत चाललेली होती. द voice and the music of that songs is continuously raised. Wordsworth described two effects of the song on him, and in this line William Wordsworth described the two effects of the song ऑन हिम. त्याच्यावर जे दोन इफेक्ट पडले होते त्या सॉन्गमुळे, त्या गाण्यामुळे ते दोन इफेक्ट त्यांना सांगितले. कोणते? ही स्टूड मोशनलेस अँड स्टील. बघा, त्या गाण्यामुळे एवढा तो स्तब्ध झालेला होता की तो हलत सुद्धा, एकदम एकाग्रपणे ते गाण्याला तो एकाग्रपणे त्या गाण्याला तो ऐकत होता. Entranced by the beauty of it, because he was impressed by the beauty of that song. त्या गाण्याच्या सुंदरतेने तो एक प्रकारचं प्रभावित झालेलं होतं. And that's why he was motionless for some times, still as it is. And another effect on him is that he moved away but carried it in his heart. जरी तो काय म्हटलाय, he moved away from that place. Even though he moved away from that place, but he carried the song and the meaning, song and the music of that song in his heart. त्याच्या हृदयामध्ये, त्यांच्या मनामध्ये काय, ते जी म्युझिक बसलेली होती, ती म्युझिक कमी झाली नव्हती, कमी होत नव्हती. जसजसं दूर जात होता तरी पण, जरी तो तिथून तो फिजिकली दूर झालेला असला तरी पण मेंटली अँड द इमोशनली ही वॉज विथ दॅट सॉन्ग. त्याच्या मनामध्ये ते सॉन्ग पूर्णपणे भरलेले होतं. The scene is described both in the present moment and in the form of memory. Both have pleasant effect on the poet. आणि ह्या सीनचा काय, त्याच्यावर एक प्रकारचं फिजिकली ॲज वेल ॲज द मेंटली त्याच्यावर काय एक प्रकारचा इफेक्ट पडलेला आहे. द सीन इज डिस्क्राइब्ड बोथ इन द प्रेझेंट मुमेंट अँड द फॉर्म ऑफ द मेमोरी. प्रेझेंटमध्ये सुद्धा ते गाणे ऐकत होता, अँड वेन ही वॉज away from that place, the memory of that song and the song remains in the form of memory. Means present means physical as well as the mentally he was present. The music of that song is present in his heart. Both have pleasant effect on the poet, and the effect of that song is on the poet is प्लेझंट इफेक्ट. ओके, एक प्रकारचा त्याच्यावर त्याच्या प्रेझेंट मधल्या गोष्टीचा त्याचसोबत त्याच्या मनामध्ये ते एवढं गाणं बसलेलं होतं की त्यावर त्याचा एक प्रकारचा आनंददायी इफेक्ट परिणाम झालेला. द इम्पॉर्टंट थीम ऑफ द पोएम इज दॅट रिकलेक्शन अँड रोल ऑफ मेमरी इन क्रिएशन ऑफ आर्ट इज द थीम ऑफ द पोएम. Recollection means he just recollection means he just in present hears and realizes the music of the song of that girl, as well as in the future he just recollect and just he memorize the song of that girl, and he recollect the music, recollect the song and role of memory. Here the role of memory, the memory of that song. बघा, त्या गीताच्या, त्या सॉलिटरी रिपरच्या तिचं जे गाणं होतं, त्या गाण्याची मेमोरी त्याच्या मनावर एवढी छाप करून गेलेली होती. इन क्रिएशन ऑफ आर्ट अँड द पोएट here use the memory and recollection of that song in creation of art, and with the help of that memory he trying to create a new art. तो त्या मेमरीतून तो काय एक प्रकारचं नवीन कला, नवीन आर्ट, नवीन पोयम क्रिएशन तो करू शकतो. Here the second theme is that close association with nature. Here all the poem is in the, and the setting of the poem is in with the nature. जो नॅचरल इन्व्हायरमेंट आहे त्याच्यासोबत असोसिएशन आहे हा पोएमचं. बघा, सेटिंग जे फ्रॉम फर्स्ट लाईन टू द एंड लाईन, ऑल द इन्सिडेंट्स डिस्प्ले इन द पोएम्स आर इन द नेचर. सगळे नेचर मधील आहेत, नेचरशी असोसिएटेड आहेत. नेचर ॲज सोर्स ऑफ सेरेनिटी अँड पीस, बिकॉज द नेचर, जो आपण निसर्ग म्हणतो, निसर्ग इट इज अ सोर्स, हा एक प्रकारचा स्त्रोत आहे कशाचं, शांतीचं, पीस अँड सेरेनिटी, एक प्रकारचं मानसिक शांततेचं ते एक सोर्स आहे, स्त्रोत आहे. आणि त्यामुळेच म्हटलेलं आहे हियर दी विल्यम वर्ड्सवर्थ is close related to the nature, because at the beginning of the poem I have told you the poem is belongs to the romantic period, and the romantic period is totally associated and totally linked to the nature, and most of the things, and it is a principle of romanticism, it associated with the nature. Okay. Simplicity and purity of rustic life. Here the poet William Wordsworth described the purity and simplicity of the rustic life. He displayed, he analyzed, he explained the rustic life, the village life, because in the city all the incidents, all the scenes are not found in the city, all the scenes are found in the village life, in the rustic life, not burdened with the miseries of urban industrialization life. जे शहरी जीवन असतं, शहरी जीवनातलं इंडस्ट्रियल लाईफचं कोणत्या प्रकारचं बर्डन नाही यामध्ये. अँड दॅट्स वाय the theme of the poem is simplicity. Just the poem describe the simplicity and purity of the rustic life, the purity of village life. Okay.